I play wheelchair basketball and track and field. In track and field, I do 100 meter, 200 meter, javelin, shot put, and discus. I was born with fibular hemimelia, and at 9 months old, they had to amputate my leg. I've grown up with a prosthetic, and I think that's probably the best way to do it.
When an athlete comes to the Motion and Sports Performance Laboratory, we try to take an individualized look at how they move and the forces that they place on the ground while they're performing their sport. The laboratory has a 20-camera motion capture system, and we put markers on the athlete and we get information about how that athlete moves in 3D space. So I know everything about each joint, how they move throughout the space. Then we also have platforms in the ground that record the forces, and with a bunch of complicated math, we figure out how much their ankle is working, how much their knee is working, how much their hip is working while they perform these activities. Each person is treated uniquely here. Whatever your issue is, we want to find a way to improve how you perform, to avoid injuries, and to continue participating in whatever activities you'd like to do.
Being in the lab today was really amazing. It was really different. It was a learning experience, but it was actually really fun. I feel like we got good data, and I'm really excited to use it. Pointing out the weaknesses where it's just a skeleton and I realized what was wrong, I feel like I could correct that automatically.
Carbon fiber prosthetics to help individuals with limb loss run have been around for a while. It's just that they haven't been tuned very well for the individualized athlete. It's a little bit like having everyone have the same size shoe. Well, we know that there should be unique characteristics that we should be able to adjust. And this is kind of what we would like to perform for the person, to look at the way she's using that prosthesis and either have her adapt the way she loads it or to change it a little bit so that it's easier for her to load.
Before I got into adaptive sports, I was sort of the one kid without a foot. That was my identity. Adaptive sports really changed me. Before, I didn't carry myself up as a person. I always had skin color legs, and I would try to hide it. When I got into adaptive sports, I became more empowered, not only like mentally, but also physically. Like I was learning things that my body had never done before. When I decided to go with this print and just the leg in general, I not only had to hold myself up higher, but I chose to hold myself up higher.
Well, really, we'd like Ella to go on and have a long career, well into her, golden years, and that's kind of the goal of this. Every athlete deserves to learn to play a sport and be able to continue that sport well into adulthood. It is really good for your health, it's really good for your socialization, and really good for just happiness in general.
So my main goal is to go to the Paralympics, not only because I get to compete, but I'm all about improving in track and field, wheelchair basketball, whatever it is. I've heard so much about it and how much it changes you and how empowering it is, and it would be probably a really amazing experience.